We've got some new and tasty casting rumors for the Shang Chi movie. Holy crap, guys. We might be getting Ip Man in the MCU.
It's like the news, but for nerds. Subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Today's shout out goes to Patrick. Indeed, Charlie Cluster 7 was Phantom X's real name in the comics. Make sure you stay to the end of this video where we will ask another nerd card question. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday to you. I'm, of course, Josh, and this is the Den of Nerds. And we've got some sweet casting reports for the MCU's coming Shang-Chi to go over, but if you could do me a big favor and like this video, the evil overlord of YouTube demands it, and our videos won't do good if you don't do it. I know, it sucks. All right, guys, this is a very fun one for me. Holy crap, we've got some very cool casting reports coming out of the Shang-Chi movie. I want to break down the reports, but then I also want to go to speculation town, talking about how this could lead to the MCU's Cabal. There's actually some very cool evidence for this. So the hashtag show is reporting that Donnie Yen is being eyed for the role of the Elder Statesman. You'll remember that the Elder Statesman is a role that was put out for a casting call a couple of weeks back for the Shang-Chi movie. Marvel is looking for an Asian man between the ages of 40 and 60 that will play the wise old statesman that is a leader of his people. Now, the big theories on this is that this character will be the Mandarin, and we're talking about the actual Mandarin, which was teased by Kevin Feige in his recent Reddit AMA. The Elder Statesman could be Shang-Chi's father, which does correlate to what his father did in the comic books, or it could be both.
What a twist!
Now, attached to this report are a couple of names that could actually be Shang-Chi in the film, and these two names are Donnie Yen and Ross Butler. Donnie Yen was recently in Aquaman and the Power Rangers reboot, and a lot of people think he is the front runner. Ross Butler is most famous for his role in Riverdale, and he did make an appearance in the Shazam film. Now, I think both Donnie and Ross could be a very good Shang-Chi. Just for the love of God, do the Kung Fu right. I mean, what they did in the Iron Fist show was disgraceful. But yeah, they could both be really good in the role. However, I'm actually way more interested in the villainous role, or the Elder Statesman role. Donnie Yen is an absolute legend. He is the most popular Chinese action star of all time. I think it would be amazing to bring this guy into the MCU, especially if he is indeed playing the Mandarin. Now, again, this is just speculation, but there are a lot of signs pointing to this Elder Statesman character being the Mandarin. I mean, it was sort of teased in that AMA by Kevin Feige. It seems to make the most sense as far as when to introduce a character like that when you do your first Chinese superhero in Shang-Chi. And when you consider the fact that Norman Osborn is said to play a major role moving forward in the next phase of Marvel movies, and that will lead us towards a dark Avengers-like story, it seems like the focus is really going on villains for the MCU. And I mean, why not? After all, the villains of the MCU have sort of been a big criticism of the whole thing. I mean, the heroes have been way more complex and way more interesting when compared to the villains. Now, the obvious exceptions to this are Loki, Killmonger, and Thanos, but the problem there is that Marvel killed off Loki, killed off Thanos, and killed off Killmonger. Killed off Killmonger. It's a weird thing to say. Now, Loki's back, sort of, right? But yeah, this is the problem. When you do get a compelling villain, they tend to die, and most of the other villains are really just flavor of the week, not that interesting. And so it would make sense for Marvel to shift the focus on making their villains way more interesting and compelling, Norman Osborn being particularly important, especially if they do go the Dark Reign, Dark Avengers route. And so this got me thinking, is it possible that they get not one, not two, not three, but many interesting villains in the next couple of MCU movies, and they formulate the Cabal in the MCU?
Look on, Cabal. Each world ripe for subjugation.
Now, the Cabal is much like Marvel's Illuminati. It's a group of major supervillains that all sort of work together and have a big agenda. They showed up several times in Marvel Comics history, most recently in a Jonathan Hickman comic book, and you know how the MCU loves to use some Jonathan Hickman. And especially if they're going after the caliber of actor that Donnie Yen is, you can assume that they're putting a lot of eggs in their villain's basket. I think it's a pretty safe bet that we'll be getting many interesting villains moving forward, that will be a focus of the MCU, and that we may even get the Cabal, or perhaps the Mandarin being involved in whatever Norman Osborn is planning with the Dark Avengers. This is leading to a really interesting place here. I think a focus on villains and formulating the Cabal and the Dark Avengers is a really awesome way for the MCU to go before sort of having having a new Avengers team sort of take back over and rise to prominence. I think that's a really cool arc. But that is the news out there, guys. Donnie Yen apparently being eyed to play the elder statesman role in the Shang Chi movie. You've got Ross Butler and Ludi Lin being talked about for the main role of Shang Chi. Let me know what you think about that casting, and also let me know what you think about my speculation that villains might be the priority of the MCU and we might be heading towards the Cabal in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let me know what you're thinking about all of that and more in the comment section below. Now let's check the nerd card before we get out of here, and I want to know what famous actor played the Vanisher in Deadpool 2. You only saw him for a split second. It was a really cool little moment. Who played the Vanisher in Deadpool 2? Answer that question in the comment section below. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.